Bruce KiVo for MMA Confidential here with the main man, Sugar Ray Sefo. It's an honor to talk to you, Ray. You've done a tremendous amount as a striker. Now you entered into the world of MMA. How difficult the transition has that been for you, if any?
It hasn't been difficult. I think more than the difficult part is finding the time to train, to focus on jiu-jitsu and wrestling. And I think it's just finding the time during the day to kind of put everything together. But that being said, I was one of these guys go back 15 years ago. I didn't know anything about MMA. And then when 2000, I started doing jiu-jitsu with Ray Sefo, who is a good friend of mine, and fell in love with it. I understood what, I was a typical guy that didn't understand the MMA game. And when I trained jiu-jitsu, I understood it, and now I train from time to time with Robert Drysdale, who is an amazing coach, and understand the game better. And then with wrestling, when training with Randy Couture, who's also a good friend, and we work together at the Extreme Couture. Understanding the game now, it makes it even more exciting to be part of not only the sport, but also starting my own fight league, World Series of Fighting. And so I love it. I enjoy the whole learning part of it.
Not everyone knows that you actually train with Drysdale and Randy Couture and Hoist Gracie, because a lot of us thought you just had some knowledge, had some skill on the ground, but I personally thought that you were powering out of a lot of moves. But so how often do you actually train ground?
I want to say the past 6 weeks, I haven't done much at all. But prior to that, I would wrestle at least once a week and probably do jiu-jitsu once a week.
And the other days you do your striking?
Well, the other days I'm training striking or I'm coaching, and then outside of that, after that I'm in the office. So a mixture of things throughout the day.
You seem like you're a suit today.
I had to. It's one of the it's that occasion where I got to turn up in a suit.
And what was your first experience in fighting? And how did it start?
I had a guy back in the day, growing up in New Zealand, and I was 16 when I started modeling, and I was doing martial arts already. My dad gave me my first boxing gloves when I was 5 years old, and so I had already done boxing and martial arts, then kung fu, Wing Chun kung fu, and then I went into Muay Thai, and during the time, of course I wasn't competing, I just loved martial arts. And during the times that I was modeling, this guy challenged me to a fight. He was a super heavyweight and I was a cruiserweight at the time. And me being, one of these guys where I'll take on any challenge. And I said yes. And that was the beginning of, my career as a fighter.
And what's your involvement with this new league that you were talking about?
World Series of Fighting, I'm the president of World Series of Fighting. It started back 2 years ago where a friend of mine sat down, and it's crazy how it came about because I was doing an interview one night and something clicked during that interview. I was going to call my buddy to say, hey, listen, I really want to start a league. And I knew he was out of town. And this happened on a Friday night, which was about 8 o'clock Friday night. Saturday morning, he calls me at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. He says, hey, brother, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm headed to strength and conditioning training. He says, what are you doing after that? I said, I guess I'm having breakfast with you. I turn up, we sit down, I said, what's up? And he says, listen, I've been thinking about talking to you about starting a league in the past 2 or 3 weeks. And I was like, did you listen to the interview last night? He's like, no. What interview? And it was just, it was just meant to be. And that was the birth of World Series of Fighting. And here we are. We have a 3-year deal with NBC Sports Network. We've got some of the best fighters in the world on our roster. We're building it slowly and moving forward slowly and just taking our time with it. But it's, a very exciting times for World Series of Fighting.
And just curious, before we close, man, what was your toughest fight?
That's a good question. I fought the best of the best in kickboxing. Who you name it, I fought everybody. To me, every fight is hard. And you know, sometimes the hardest fight turned out to be the easiest, and the easiest fight turned out to be the hardest. And so they're all hard. You know, anybody that puts in the work and steps into that cage or that ring, nothing but love and respect, because it ain't easy.
Bruce KiVo signing off for MMA Confidential, and I'm with the main man, Ray Sefo. This guy is a legend.